Welcome to Current Affairs Reader. Today, we are discussing important articles of the Indian Constitution and their provisions for competitive exams. The Indian Constitution was adopted on the 26th of November 1949 and came into force on the 26th of January 1950. The Constitution of India consists of 25 parts, 12 schedules, and 448 articles. As of now, there have been 106 constitutional amendments. Article 1 Name and Territory of the Union. Article 5 Citizenship at the commencement of the Constitution. Article 12 Definition of State, for Part 3 Fundamental Rights. Article 13 Laws inconsistent with or in derogation of the fundamental rights. Article 14 Equality before the law and equal protection of the laws. Article 15 Prohibition of discrimination on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. Article 16 Equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. Article 17 Abolition of untouchability. Article 19 Protection of 6 fundamental freedoms: freedom of speech and expression, peaceful assembly, association, movement, residence, and profession. Article 21 Protection of life and personal liberty. Article 21A, right to free and compulsory education for all children between 6 and 14 years of age. Article 25 Freedom of conscience and the right to freely profess, practice, and propagate religion. Article 32 Right to constitutional remedies, allowing citizens to move the Supreme Court for the enforcement of their fundamental rights. Dr. B. R. Ambedkar called Article 32 the heart and soul of the Constitution. Article 40 Organization of village panchayats. Article 44 Uniform Civil Code (UCC) for the citizens. Article 50 Separation of the judiciary from the executive. Article 52 establishes the office of the President of India. Article 61 Procedure for the impeachment of the President. Article 63 establishes the office of the Vice President of India. Article 72 Power of the President to grant pardons and to suspend, remit, or commute sentences. Article 74 Council of Ministers to aid and advise the President. Article 75 Appointment of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. Article 76 establishes the Office of the Attorney General for India. Article 79 Constitution of Parliament, consisting of the President, the Lok Sabha, and the Rajya Sabha. Article 80 Composition of the Council of States Rajya Sabha. Article 81 Composition of the House of the People Lok Sabha. Article 110 defines and deals with money bills. Article 112 The Annual Financial Statement, Union Budget. Article 123 Power of the President to promulgate ordinances during the recess of Parliament. Article 124 Establishment and Constitution of the Supreme Court. Article 131 Original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Article 148 establishes the Office of the Controller and Auditor General of India (CAG). Article 153 Governors of States. Article 226 Power of High Courts to issue certain writs. Article 243A, Gram Sabha. Article 243B, Constitution of Panchayats. Article 280 Constitution of the Finance Commission. Article 312 All India Services. Article 315 Public Service Commissions for the Union and the States. Article 320 Functions of the Public Service Commissions. Article 324 Superintendence, Direction, and Control of Elections vested in the Election Commission of India. Article 338 National Commission for Scheduled Castes. Article 338A, National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. Article 338B, National Commission for Backward Classes. Article 343 Official Language of the Union. Article 352 Proclamation of National Emergency. Article 353 Effect of the Proclamation of Emergency. Article 356 Provisions in case of failure of the constitutional machinery and states President's rule. Article 358 Suspension of the provisions of Article 19 during a national emergency. Article 360 Provisions relating to financial emergency. Article 368 Power of Parliament to amend the Constitution. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to Current Affairs Reader for more competitive exam updates.